I'm often asked, what kind of feminist am I? Am I a good feminist? Am I a bad feminist? Am I a raising feminist? I think I'm a frustrated feminist. I'm a feminist that's frustrated at how much misunderstanding and miseducation there is about feminism in the mainstream. People talk about feminism as if they know about it, but they are actually quite misunderstood on the concept. People talk a lot about what feminism is, but I think the conversation has to be about what feminism is actually not. So let's look at what feminism is not, and this is coming from a true blood feminist. Feminism is not male bashing. Actually, feminism talks about giving respect to everyone irrespective of their genders. So when it comes to giving respect, when it comes to giving equality of opportunity and rights, we don't look at gender. So how can feminism be against one particular gender? Feminism is not a free card for women. Feminism is not saying that don't punish us for anything that we have done wrong. Feminism is not saying that please keep us on a different scale. Feminism is not telling you to be less lenient towards us. In fact, feminism is talking about putting us on an equal pedestal, not a higher one. Feminism is not inherently ignorant of the differences between men and women, or in fact, people belonging to two different genders. We understand that our bodies are made differently. That is why an entire focus of feminism as a movement is to make sure that we fight for and we argue in the favor of maternity leave, menstruation leave, as well as paternity leave. Because we understand that men have beards, usually I'm talking about just cisgendered males and females, and females, we have periods. We have a uterus, so we might get pregnant, we might choose to have babies. We are acknowledging, respecting, as well as celebrating those differences and making sure that provisions are in place so that we can respect those differences individually. But there are so many fronts of life where our gender or how our bodies are and how we look like does not matter and should not matter, and that's what feminism believes in. Feminism is not a cult. There are so many people who believe that. Feminism is actually talking about feminism. I have been a feminist for quite many years now, and trust me, there is no uniform. Trust me, there are no slogans you have to chant. There is no particular food that you have to eat. You just have to be a feminist in every true sense. So, feminists come in all shapes, forms, manners, bodies, countries, and backgrounds. It's not a cult, trust me. Feminism is not equality of outcome. Feminism is demanding equality of opportunity. We are not saying no matter how we perform, no matter how we are when it comes to skills, when it comes to bringing revenue, when it comes to making sure what we bring to the table, let's just cut us a slack. We are not saying that. Equality of outcome is not demanded. However, equality of opportunity is demanded. I am not saying give me highest marks in exam. Let me just sit for the exam and consider me just like an applicant and not like a female applicant. Feminism is not a movement that inherently demands way too much. Actually, feminism demands for very, very basic things. Like, please let us vote. Please don't judge us just because we are women. Please don't expect motherhood from us just because we have a uterus. Please don't think that just because we are physically a little bit different than men, we are also weaker. Please don't call us the weaker sex or the fairer sex. That's not what we want. Please look at us not as women, but as individuals who happen to be women. Feminism is not a modern idea. Have you heard of Jane Austen? Have you heard of Sarojini Naidu? Have you heard of Savitribai Phule? Feminism is a movement that has been in place for a really long time across countries and across backgrounds, because oppression of women has been in place in many forms, manners, across countries and across backgrounds. And if you think feminism is modern, I think you need to read more. Feminism is not a movement that is made only for women. Feminism is actually a movement that makes the society better on its whole. Feminism is a movement against patriarchy. And there are a lot of men who have been suffering on the expense of patriarchy because they are not allowed to cry. because they are not allowed to show even a sign of pain on their face. They are men who have to pay dowry of their daughters. That's why they are not able to love their daughters that much. That's why they are selling everything that they own just because they can get their daughters married. Feminism is against all that. Feminism makes sure that everybody in the society gets respect, gets equality, and gets equality of opportunity, irrespective of their gender, irrespective of their sexuality, irrespective of where they come from. Feminism is not brainwashing of women, because feminism is actually the opposite. It's actually making sure that we erase the brainwashing of women that has been happening for centuries. We are making sure that they understand that they are so much more than wives, they are so much more than mothers, they are so much more than what society has told them and taught them that they are. That's what feminism does. Feminism is not a family breaker. And I understand why people think that. Because of feminism, women know way too much and women assert way too much. But it's actually not way too much. It's exactly in the right proportion that they should be. Earlier, families maybe used to break a little less because maybe women in the families were breaking on their expense. Now women are happy and they know that their happiness is not something that they want to compromise on. Earlier, if families were not breaking, and earlier if families' peace was intact, it was because there were women crying in silence in the rooms of that house that you consider to be really peaceful. Feminism does not teach women unwomanly things. Feminism actually tells women that there is no such thing as womanly things. Gender roles, they shouldn't exist. And at the very end, for you to become a feminist, you don't have to apply anywhere. There is no application form. Just understand what feminism is. Just do your readings. Just don't shy away from asking questions. Don't shy away from becoming a feminist. Don't shy away from believing in feminism. And let's understand what feminism is. And are you a feminist or not? I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.